Hi everyone, I'm Eileen Hull. Welcome to my studio. Today we are going to create a card. Can you believe that? I hardly ever make cards, but today we're going to make one. And it's really textural and kind of clean and simple, but also pretty. So we're going to use the new sweater 3D folder. I love this. We're also going to use some cards that are by Sizzix. Really nice weight for the embossing. We're going to use the snowflake, the wreath and snowflake die that has a lot of other pieces in it you can't see, but we're going to use the snowflake today, and we're going to cut that out of this Opulent Cardstock. And this is the white, which I really like. If you're going to get any of them, the white is very versatile and also makes great snowflakes. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to turn the camera down and we will get to work. Okay. So again, here's a closer look at the card that we're going to make, and you can see how detailed this sweater pattern really is. It's so amazing. I can't believe I designed this. I love it. So what we're going to do is make a glittery snowflake, and I just lettered this, but you could easily use a rubber stamp or another sentiment that you have that's pre-made. I backed it with the same Opulent Cardstock, this little mat, so it kind of tied it together, and I just like the soft look to it and all the texture. I just think it's really, really pretty. So I'm going to show you how to make that. So we're going to start off with our card base, which is this right here. I've also cut another piece of white paper just to kind of support that, because sometimes when you send it through the machine with a 3D folder, the cover will want to warp a little bit. But if you add a backing right away, it will stabilize it and make it nice and flat. As you can see, that's how I did it here. So let's go through and cut. Or well, actually, we're not cutting, we're embossing. What a shock, I'm always cutting. Okay, I'm going to use my Big Shot Plus for this job. This is the 9-inch machine, and the reason I'm doing that is that when I put my 3D folder and paper through, I can't lay it sideways. I want to get my design all the way over to the edge here. If you had a Big Shot, it's no big deal. You would just wrap this around and fold it and send it through. Your pattern may not extend all the way to the edge. So I'm just gonna use my Big Shot Plus because I have it, and I'm gonna lay my paper down and tuck this in. And I'm still gonna use all my cutting pads that I have from my Big Shot. And you'll notice I did not spritz it with water. I'm doing an experiment. I wanna see what happens if I don't spritz it with water. I don't know, so I'm gonna give it a try. So I'm just using my cutting pads from my Big Shot because I don't need to have any huge ones here. And I am going to go over the design 3 times because that's what's recommended. It does take a little bit for the fibers to push out and form that really cool pattern. So let's see what happened here. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, yeah. I like it. And see, the pattern went all the way to the edge, and that's kind of what I was going for. So, looks good. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add a little bit of white to kind of give this even more dimension. So, I'm going to get it's my release paper that I use from my labels. And this is some white pigment ink that I used to have with Clear Snap, and I have a lot of it, so I'm going to use this. You can use whatever white ink you have. You could use white paint. I would just say go a little sparingly with this, you know, and don't put on a whole bunch at a time because it's easy for the pattern to get lost. And all I'm going to do is lightly touch over the top to kind of bring this pattern out a little bit. And you may not even notice, but I know it's happening and I just want to do it. I always go for the most dimension I can get in anything. Oops. Looks like I need need a little bit more. But again, test this out on your paper first. You know, do one and just go lightly, that's all. Oop, not like that, see? And I do want to kind of random, just so that things pop a little. And another way that you can kind of achieve something like this would be to take a sanding block and go over the top of your design with that, and I'll show you in a minute how that looks. So I did that. It was on a brighter color, but just so you can see the idea. I just think this makes it stand out a little bit more. That pretty white goes in and just gives a little bit more dimension. So I'm gonna move this before I destroy something. And this is what it looks like if you try sanding it. And I just had a piece of sandpaper and I went over it, and that's what happened there. So that you could get a similar effect. The only thing is, I would say be careful because I tore that. It is a little fragile because you've asked the paper to expand beyond where it is designed to go, and so sometimes these are a little bit fragile. So that's all. All right, so we have our nice embossed cover. So the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna put that aside for a minute, and let's cut our snowflake. Now for this, I'm gonna go back to my regular Big Shot, and I'm gonna use my chrome cutting pad because I love that. And I'm going to use my snowflake die, and this comes from the set, which is right here. Okay, you can't really see all the pieces, but you get 3 little branches, you get a ribbon outline, and then a ribbon like detail, a cardinal, and the snowflake, and a wreath, and a star. So there's a lot of pieces to this, but you can't really tell from the packaging. It also is coordinated to work with the 3D snowflake ornament box. So these pieces all fit on the cover of that box there. So, and this here, this is actually the display stand die, and I like to use this to hold my dies when I'm working with them so I don't lose my pieces. So I'm just gonna take my little snowflake, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cut it from my Opulent glitter cardstock. And what I'm gonna do is back it with a piece of double-sided foam. I had this left over from my last project. So I'm gonna add this to the back of my glitter cardstock. So I'm just gonna cut a piece square here off, and I'm going to adhere that to the back of my glitter cardstock. Okay, because the shortcut is I want a dimensional snowflake. I want one that kind of sticks up a little. Again, gotta love the dimension. So I'm just cutting this out, and then I'm going to die cut it. So when I get done with it, it's gonna have adhesive on, oh, that was cut pretty close there. It's gonna have adhesive on the back so I don't have to stick that down. All right, so let's go ahead and cut that. I'm gonna roll that through twice because that's pretty thick. But it should be fine. Let's see in a minute. These are fun to pop out, actually. Maybe not. Maybe I need to roll that through one more time. If you can't see that it's cut through to the back, then it probably didn't. So let's see, maybe that was just too thick. This glitter cardstock is really, yeah, that didn't work. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Actually, that's going to be fine because it's just not going to have, it's sticky, but the release paper is sticking to the back. So we're good. We're in good shape. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't do that over because that is actually going to work exactly for what we wanted to do. So another good thing to learn here. Okay, I think we have everything cut that we need now. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our card and adhere our base to the back of that. And then this piece will kind of go free. So you could use also tape. I just thought it would be faster to do this, but maybe not. Plus it doesn't want to come out today. There we go. Okay, that should do the job. So I'm just going to close this. I'm going to center it kind of where I want it on my card. And close it. Now this is still a little bit wet from that embossing, but if you used, this is pigment, so if you used a dye ink, you should be fine. And you may not have used any at all. That's okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our snowflake. And this is just so pretty and rich looking. And I like the foam backing because I didn't have to glue anything, or it's a little tricky to pick this out though. Yeah, maybe it would have been easier to actually adhere this to, you know, glue it on, cut them separately and then glue on, but oh well. You live and learn, right? That is what I think about crafting, is just one big problem-solving exercise when you create something, because you don't always know how the materials are going to work with each other, or if something is too thick, especially when you're doing die cutting. You know, if you push your boundaries a little bit, you can't always tell what's going to work and what's not. So that's okay. Okay, so finally, here we go. We have our pretty little snowflake, but I think that really is going to give me a lot of dimension, and I am glad, I still am glad that I did it. And it's so easy to stick down. Okay, now I have gone ahead and already created one of these, and I just had fun playing around on this kind of complementary color. It's just a little bit darker, and I used a white pen, and I just freehanded Warm Wishes, which this kind of says to me. This feels very warm and, well, actually sparkly, but the sweater makes it warm. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down, and that will be it on the card. Very easy if you do it the right way. Let me do the experimenting for you, and I'm happy to tell you. If I were you, I would glue these separately and put them on top of each other instead of doing what I did. You're welcome. So there we go, Warm Wishes. So anyway, here's our final card after a little bit of experimentation, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you are too, and I hope that you give something like this a try with whatever folders you have, whatever die cuts you have. It all kind of works the same. If you have stamps that would work here, you know, lots of options for creating this card. So thanks so much for coming along. I hope you'll visit my Eileen Hull Designs Facebook page and watch our videos that I post there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Also join the Eileen Hull fan club. We have blog posts once a week, usually on Wednesday, with 3 to 5 new projects from my inspiration and education team. That's at eileenhull.com. And please also visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel because I have lots of other ideas that I post up there. Okay? So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.